and welcome back to the show. I'm Tom Christiano. Well, tonight we have an outstanding panel of leaders in the local and state media to talk about movies and television. It's a special show that we haven't done here on this show for quite a while. And with me tonight we have four great panelists, including Zack Scott. How are you, Zack?
Good. How are you doing, Tom?
Great, Zack. Could I tell them how you got onto the show tonight? Because your father, who is Matt Scott, the former director of Chelmsford Telemedia, was scheduled to be on the show tonight, but he unfortunately felt very ill. And fortunately, you agreed to fill in for him tonight.
Yesterday, I agreed to that.
Yes, wonderful. And could you tell us a little about yourself, Zack? You're working on some things in the media, right? Or
Yeah. I mean, I've been, coming into this studio, Chelmsford Telemedia, since I was about like 9 or 10, and helping out with like various football games and different stuff. And probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I tried to start taking on like kind of my own creative projects. I made a short film called The Fix last year, and I'm currently editing a kind of mid-length short film called Danielle the Movie at the moment. And these are just independent, narrative features narrative movies that I've written and directed and kind of shot in the area. And other than that, taking some film classes in school, and always just been a huge film buff.
Are you taking film classes now?
No, I finished school. I did.
Did you go to Arizona?
I was in Arizona for a short time, Northern Arizona University, where I took some film classes. But the most, rewarding ones I took were at UMass Boston, where I graduated, taking like world cinema and narrative cinema and different things like that.
Wow, you took cinema classes too. So we have a lot of experts on this. I'm going to be quiet tonight on the show because I know nothing compared to you guys. But so thanks a lot for being on the show, Zack.
Sure.
And we have my friend Jack Neary back on the show. How are you, Jack?
I'm very well, Tom. How are you?
Good, thanks. Jack has been on my Real Talk show that I did for 10 years, a movie review show for many, many years. You were on that show, and we stopped it a few years ago. And the one reason we're doing this show tonight is because many people see me around town and say, Tom, why don't you do that movie show again?
Exactly.
We loved it.
I asked you that the first week you stopped doing it.
All right, And Jack is very active in the arts. In fact, Jack has actually been in movies. You were in The Town, right? Ben Affleck's film?
Yes, I was. When Ben robs Fenway Park at the end of the movie, he takes the money from me.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all right.
And you have another movie. Are you going to be in the new Johnny Depp film?
There you go. I asked Kerry to ask me that later on. A Black Mass. Johnny Depp playing Whitey Bulger, and I'm the bartender at Triple O's at Whitey's hangout.
Do you have a line?
I do have a line with Johnny.
Right.
Yeah, we shot it like 50 times. So I hope it stays in the movie. I tell Johnny to go outside because there's a fight. So if he doesn't go outside, they have to ask me. So I think my line's going to, stay in the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you met Johnny Depp, of course.
I did.
And what is he when he's off camera? Is he a nice guy?
Well, it's funny. He was made up to be, Whitey Bulger, which is an incredible makeup. And they were actually calling him the crew was calling him Jimmy, which is Whitey's real name. So I thought it'd be one of these guys staying in character, but he wasn't. He was he's much taller than you expect him to be.
Really? I don't expect him to be tall.
He talked to me he sounded just like the guy he played in Ed Wood. You remember Ed Wood?
Yes. Yeah.
He said hello to me. He said, "Hello, it's very nice to meet you, sir." I was very surprised, but and then he's back into Whitey Bulger like this. And
wow,
he's great.
They made him up nice to look like Whitey at that time.
So that's coming out in October.
Yeah,
so.
and you're also very busy as the producer of the Greater Lowell Musical Theater, is it called?
Music Theater, Greater Lowell Music Theater. Yes, this is our fourth year at UMass this year.
Fourth year. So, and last year was amazing with Chicago and. Fiddler on the Roof. Oh, it's fantastic. And this year, what do you have?
We're opening with a concert version of the great musical Fiorello, which is written by the Fiddler on the Roof guys. And then we're doing Anything Goes in the summer. And then Eddie Mecca, who was in Fiddler on the Roof, is coming back to do A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum at the end of the summer. Eddie Mecca from Laverne and Shirley. The Big Ragu. Exactly.
Nice. He was so great.
He was amazing in Fiddler, wasn't he?
No, I didn't see it.
He was great. And everybody, well, thank you for taking the time to be here, because you're always working on those things, right?
Busy.
Oh, and screenplays too. I mean, I could go on and on about Jack, but he writes screenplays and all kinds of stuff. Big Red Sox fan, but that's not right now. But they're not playing now. Well, thanks for being here, Jack.
Sure.
And we have my friend Scott Kurland with us tonight. How are you, Scott?
Good, Tom. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, thanks for being here. And Scott also used to be on the Real Talk show.
Yes,
sometimes
I did.
with your father, who
Always
was
with my dad.
the town moderator.
Yep.
John Kurland here in Chelmsford. And Scott's doing a great job as a movie critic for the Chelmsford Independent and Associated Newspapers.
Oh, thanks.
Right? What's it called, the overall newspaper?
Oh, the Chelmsford. Oh, Wicked Local.
Wicked Local.
Yeah.
So I was saying to Scott, you're doing such a good job that I think you should get a job at like the Globe or the New York Times or something like that, Scott. Because you really take this seriously. I mean, you studied film in school, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a double major in film production and film studies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Another expert here. I know, it's amazing.
Yep.
And you should read his reviews if you haven't yet. They're amazing, very detailed. You have all kinds of great background.
thanks.
And they're well written so that they're easy to read and you could understand exactly what you're saying. And if you like something, you say it. And if you don't like it, you say it in a nice way.
Yeah, I said I hate this movie like several times.
Yeah. In fact, is it this week you're coming out with your 10 worst
Yep,
list
my
this
10
week?
worst came out Thursday. This week is the interview. The very
That made the 10 worst.
No.
Oh,
last
your
week
review
was
of the interview. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This week I'm reviewing the interview. Last week was the 10 worst.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
And I did post it on the link on the Chelmsford Arts page. If you're not on that group yet on Facebook, please join it. Anybody could join it. We have almost 400 people there. If you like movies or art or photography, and say there's a show opening, that's what we post there, that kind of thing. So you may want to join Chelmsford Arts if you have a chance. So we have a link to Scott's latest review there. Now, I plan to post links to all of Scott's reviews.
Oh, thanks.
So we also have, for the first time in the show, Kerry, Quinn, Eckelkamp, right?
Eckelkamp, yes.
Kerry, yeah, well, thank you so much for being on the show,
Thank you
Kerry.
for having me.
I think it was Jack Neary who recommended you for the show, right?
Absolutely, yes. We go back a long way.
Yeah, and he said you're involved. You're an actress, right?
I am an actress.
So could you tell us about your career as an actress?
Oh my goodness. Well, I love musical theater. I've done some of that. I did one of Jack's plays, 2 of Jack's plays.
You did?
Yeah,
right.
Jerry Finnegan's Sister and Nutshells.
Nice.
So that was great. I did some casting. I moved out to California and was in casting and worked for a talent agency out there, right as an artist.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
And yeah.
And what are you doing now? I mean, do you do this
Well,
as
I
a
have
career
3
too?
children now, and now
3
we're
children.
encouraging them to pursue their creative side. So
Oh,
they do a
wonderful.
lot of movies, and I tend bar at night, and I am a mother during the day, and I write when I can, and just wrapped up
Wonderful.
a talk show this past year. I was working at WCAP doing the F&K show,
Nice.
Yes.
WCAP.
In
That's
Lowell.
the radio show?
the radio show in Lowell.
So you were doing a show there, you said?
I was.
It's like
It was a talk show, just
yeah,
fun, just
nice.
frivolous, good time.
Was it about the media or what
Oh
was
yes,
it about?
well we did different topics every week.
Nice.
You
have
know,
a good
whatever was
voice for the
topical.
TV and the radio.
Oh, thank you.
I wish, your voice is nice.
Thank you.
In fact, it reminds
We'll
me of
bust out the song later.
do you sing as well?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I wish, I know, like Jack could sing too. I can't sing for beans or whatever, as they say. But well, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Kerry,
you.
and for everybody being here. The format for the show tonight, in case you were wondering, we're going to do because I personally don't go to many current films anymore. One reason I don't like most of them, I don't like big special effects films. They're like kids stuff. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars on, and I think they're junk. So I don't go to those current movies. I do like the art films. However, they generally don't come to Lowell, so I wait for them to come on TV. And now that I and many other people have a big, huge flat screen TV, there's really no need to go out to the movies. So I must confess that I haven't
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
good
know
start
for
to
you
the show.
guys. Yeah.
He's walking on.
Yeah,
us.
we're
He's
gonna have the
walk
film
on.
critic come on, and then we're just gonna slap him around.
No. So what we're going to start with, instead of the 5 best current films, we have a category, the 5 best films of the past 5 years. So we're going to start with that, and it could be all this year's films if one wants, or whatever. And then I think TV now is better than movies, so I have 5 best current TV shows. So we have that category. Then we have 5 best actors of the past 5 years, 5 best actresses of the past 5 years. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun if you like movies and or television. So why don't we start with Zack
Right.
for your number 5 best film of the last 5 years. Zack?
Okay. Number 5, I'm going to say Beasts of Southern Wild. which
Oh
was
yeah, with that young
2011.
lady.
Quavazane.
Quavazane. She was
Quavazane.
nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah,
Something,
yeah.
yeah. And she
Youngest
was
girl
at
to ever be
Golden
nominated
Globe as
for an
well.
Oscar.
Yeah.
And
So you love that, huh?
I love that movie. It's just like this low budget, like New Orleans, Louisiana. Just got a great feel to it, and I know some background of it, how they had read an article about the story. It's about a girl and her father after Hurricane Katrina, and living in kind of like poverty in the Louisiana area, and they had read an article about that, the filmmakers, and adapted it into a screenplay. Got funding from like all over Louisiana, like kind of like local funders and stuff, and then made the film for very low budget, and it turned out to be this like kind of great work of art, and also expose of life in Louisiana.
Yeah, it looked pretty
Katrina.
tough.
Yeah.
If I remember that movie correctly.
Yeah.
At that time, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Zack.
Yeah.
And anybody could comment at any time or whatever you
Tell
want
me
to
the
throw in
name of that
comments.
film again.
Beasts of Southern Wild.
Beasts of Southern
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an Annie too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, she's starring in Annie.
And
She was just nominated for the Golden Globe, right? She didn't win this year. I love that night, by the way. That's almost like my Super Bowl.
It is a
that
nice-
and the Oscars.
The Oscars is my Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Indie
Super
Spirit
Bowl is my
Awards.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Oscars are more legitimate. That's
Yeah.
for sure, because the Golden Globes only like 84 in critics or whatever.
Right.
But they do allow people to drink at the tables, which the speeches generally.
Oh, they're
Unlike
drinking at
this
the
show.
Oscars too. You just don't see that.
Oh, yeah, or maybe they come in with their drugs or whatever. Who knows?
No, they have bars in the back.
Oh, I
yeah,
see. I see. Because that's kind of the thing about you hear about the Golden Globes are wild. Of course, the Amy Poehler and Tina
Tina.
were fantastic
Best.
as usual. I love them. I just read Amy's
Love
book,
them.
by the way, which is fantastic.
Why didn't I get that for Christmas?
You should get it from the library, but it's fantastic. If you haven't read
I
it yet.
can't wait to read
I
it.
can't believe how frank she is. Oh my God, open about everything.
Yeah.
I would never. I'd be so embarrassed. But anyway, maybe I'm not a Hollywood person. I don't know. But Jack, how about your number 5 film?
I've changed it 6 times since I sat down.
Yeah, I
Beginning of
changed
the
mine
show.
once too.
Yeah. I was bouncing around with Birdman there for a while, and I also had Midnight in Paris up there for number 5. But I settled on one that I watched reluctantly after about a year or two of seeing it, on all kinds of best lists, and it just didn't appeal to me until I watched Life of Pi. Thanks. I get the thumbs up from Kerry. on this
Yes.
one. Yeah, the filmmaker is on
Ang Lee.
Ang Lee, right? And it's an astonishing film. I mean, if you're really interested in film, I would think, especially if you're not interested in film and you want to be, it's something that you just you look at and you can't believe some of the visual images and the storytelling that happens in that movie. So I'm going to make that finally my number 5. Life of
Nice,
Pi.
thank you.
That's such an underrated film.
So beautiful to look
Yeah,
at.
Yeah,
because when you first
beautifully
see the
done.
trailer, it kind of looks kind of kiddie-ish and kind of like ridiculous. And I went into the theater kind of drudging and did not want to
Oh,
go.
you
I was
had-
reluctant like you, and then you sit and you watch it, and it's incredible.
You had to trust that director, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just,
Didn't he do some other film that was
yeah,
great?
he did Crouching Tiger.
Brokeback,
Yeah, yeah.
He did
Mountain,
Brokeback.
which was not a favorite
he
of mine,
did?
but he,
Yeah.
that,
Oh, I didn't know
he,
that.
he did The Ice Storm. Which
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
that
love
old
The
one.
Ice Storm.
Put your key in
And
the
he
bowl.
made the worst superhero movie ever. He made Hulk.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He made Hulk.
The one with Edward Norton? or-
No, the
Oh.
one with Eric Bana.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the kind of films I'm not a huge fan of, as you know, but I just can't get into them. But I did happen to see that one, I think.
Yeah.
So, Scott, how about your number 5 film of
Mine-
the past 5 years?
Number 5 of the past 5 years is The King's Speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of like all time. That was another movie that I wasn't quite sure when I went to a critic screening of it, and I was like, well, it's getting big buzz over in London, and then I saw it and it blew me away. The topic itself of a king that has a stammer would seem boring, but for some reason Tom Hooper did a fantastic job, and Colin Firth is always talked about how amazing he is, but Jeffrey Rush is incredible in that
Absolutely.
movie.
Absolutely.
And-
He's one of my favorite actors.
And it's nice to see Helena Bonham Carter without Tim Burton makeup on her face.
Yeah, they're so good. The
They just
actors
broke
there in that. So real, too. They made it seem. Thank you. Your number 5 film, Kerry?
My number 5 film, as a great girl from Lowell, is The Fighter. I had to,
Fighter.
Fighter.
Took down Sugar Ray.
That
I
was
know, yeah.
a great film. yeah.
Squirrely, very squirrely.
A
Yes,
great film.
Great film, and I think we all when we're from here, and we watch a movie where they try to do the accent, and they don't do it right, it's frustrating. Like what was the movie, The Shipwreck?
Oh, Perfect Storm.
Oh, with the
Diane
accents all-
Lane.
Oh,
And The Perfect Storm was just, that's not how you do the accent.
Yeah.
But every character in this movie, I thought they nailed it.
yes.
Christian Bale was just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable. And won the Oscar,
And the
didn't
girl,
he?
I mean,
He
the,
did.
He
the
did.
women in that, it was just, it's great. I mean, at times very painful to watch, but ultimately a great story about family,
Yes.
about addiction, about, fighting.
In fact, the mother won an Oscar, didn't she?
She did.
Melissa
Yeah.
Leo did.
Melissa Leo was
Yep.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But you know who else I thought was fantastic? Amy Adams,
Amy
I thought
Adams.
was fantastic.
She's unbelievable.
Because she had to change her real personality so much, I think, to be that kind of low middle class kind of person, speaking very rough. And she did it perfectly, I
She's
thought.
It's a
She's
shame
so
she doesn't
good.
get in more movies, too.
Yeah, like,
Is there a movie in the last 2 years she hasn't been in?
yeah,
know,
you're
yeah.
right, I know.
You're
But
right.
thank you.
But that was my number 5.
Yeah, thank you. Great film. And I did have that as my number 5, but we were talking before the show, so I, like Jack, I changed mine to Gone Girl, which
Oh.
Ben Affleck, right? Didn't he direct that or something?
No, he starred in it.
Starred in it.
David Fincher.
David Fincher directed it. And that woman there, I forgot her name, the blonde
Rosamund
woman.
Pike.
Yeah,
Rosamund Pike.
Yes, very good, Rosamund Pike. For some reason, I find her look so intriguing. She's
Yeah.
beautiful, I think, but wow. And such a twist in the middle of that film. I love the twist.
Yeah.
And I
Had you
just-
read the book ahead of time?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's
no.
good. So you're reacting to the
Yeah.
movie, which
To
is
the
great.
movie, which I thought was fantastic. I don't know. I really look at the box office too. It's like 160 million in the U.S. alone, and it wasn't a huge budget. I was big, but not huge. Did you read both? You read the
Yeah.
book and watched the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I enjoyed it very much. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I'm a huge David Fincher fan. Now he's 7, right?
Yeah, he did 7.
Seven
he
is
did,
one of my favorite movies of all time. So I think
Such
David
good-
Fincher definitely knows what
I
he's
gotta
doing.
see that again.
Did
Oh.
Did he do The Social Network? Or
Yes,
what
he
was
did.
that?
He did.
Which, like you'll see.
No
You'll hear about
spoilers.
that later.
No
yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Wow. Well, Jack, maybe if we could start with you for
Oh.
your number.
Number 4?
So your number 4 film of the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, this is more recent, and it's not too surprising. Maybe it will be to other people, but I thought Gravity was a very well-made
Yes.
film in terms of visual storytelling. Essentially just two people and some amazing special effects. But I think it was. I'm a really big Sandra Bullock fan, and I think she can carry a movie, and especially a movie like this is not that easy to do. And but I thought in terms of its direction and its storytelling and its visuals that Gravity was a pretty impressive movie. This is a movie that maybe with your 55-inch screen at home would be a good idea, but it was also 3D, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was. So this may have to have the glasses and everything to do that. I'm not a big
I
fan
heard
of
people got
3D.
sick
I don't like
with
the
the
3D.
3D. I
No,
don't like
but it didn't bother me for this movie. It's bothered me for other
okay.
movies. But
Okay.
I thought I really enjoyed Gravity.
Great film.
It was almost too scary to watch at times.
Well, I mean, you think about what these two people are going through. Yeah.
Oh,
Could you imagine? I don't know how they do it because that looks so realistic. Now that's kind of special effects
Yeah.
I like because it looked
I
realistic.
thought they shot it
you
on
know?
location. No.
And also George Clooney, I thought
He
did
made
a
it look
great
like-
job,
Yeah,
and he
he's
got
fine.
no acclaim hardly at all.
Well,
for
he was
it.
a supporter, but I mean,
Well,
he,
it was still a
but he was
good,
Clooney.
good
I mean,
part.
Yeah.
No,
He's
that-
always good, I think. though.
Gravity was a one-woman show, basically. It was like a cameo by Clooney, and like.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I was wondering why Clooney didn't get nominated for anything last year.
Yeah, this poor guy.
Oh, poor Joe.
oh yeah.
Yeah, poor Academy Award-winning George
Yeah, I
Clooney.
know.
Beautiful, smart wife.
Yeah, he
That's
did a
tough
good
life.
job with his speech, as he always does at the Golden Globes on
He's-
Sunday.
For the Cecil B. DeMille.
Award. Yeah, very good. Oh my God. Well, Zach, how about
Yeah.
your number 4 film?
Number 4, I'm going to go with The Master, which
Interesting.
is starring Joaquin Phoenix. I always pronounce that wrong.
Joe Quinn.
Joe Quinn.
I used to do.
Joe Quinn.
It makes a hair
Phil
look good.
Hoffman and Amy Adams was also in that one too.
Adams.
And they all got nominated for Oscars. None of them got it, but all incredible performances. Great filmmaker, Paul Thomas Anderson, and yeah, that's just like something it's very similar to like There Will Be Blood if you've seen that, but it's kind of like
Oh,
that
There Will Be
Daniel
Blood.
Day-Lewis.
Oh yeah, I must
Yeah,
have seen that.
and he did that movie too, and it's just kind of like this very novel idea of kind of making art out of history. You know,
Oh,
taking
that's when he was a minor, right?
He was a
trying to-
minor, yeah.
Oh yeah, beautifully done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So it's similar to that, and that like, he'll take these facts about history, like the Scientology,
Yeah.
and this guy getting out of World War II and mixes them together and kind of makes this like beautiful relationship that's fictional, but absolutely could be real, and makes something out of it, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, I had read so much about it being confusing, so I put it off and put it off and put it off, and finally watched it, and I really liked The Master.
It's a
Confusing?
great
I don't
movie.
see it confusing.
Yeah, it's not a little. I mean,
Yeah, but I just read so much about, if you can't figure this out, you can't. I'd also read a couple of books on Scientology beforehand, so that made it more interesting. But I thought it was very, very good movie.
what I liked about that film is you don't know what's inside Joaquin Phoenix's mind and what's really going on. And I also like the fact that Philip Seymour Hoffman looked like Captain Crunch in that film.
Now, was that one of his last roles?
Yeah, that
was.
was
It was the
And
last
just
one he
about-
was nominated for
probably
an
his
Oscar
last
for.
good one, I think.
And just about everything Philip Seymour Hoffman has been in, that he's acted in, has been his acting has always been outstanding. I think
Unbelievable.
it's a huge loss to humanity, I think, that we didn't get the last 30, 40 years of his career.
Think of his
Those
kids.
things happen, yeah. Well, Kerry, can we have your number 4 film, please?
My number 4 film, I just watched it 2 days ago, Nebraska.
Oh, I gotta
Loved
see
it.
that too.
Love
Jeez.
Nebraska.
Love Nebraska. I was pleasantly surprised to see Bob Odenkirk in it. I didn't realize he was in that movie. So, I mean, the two sons, Will Forte, one of my all-time favorites. Bruce Dern, I really didn't know much about going into the movie. It really was just so touching. And it's sad. It's sad that our parents getting older and, situations that they're dealing with, and how you love them and you try to give them everything you can, and as they have done for you your whole life. And I just thought, it was black and white, just the landscape, everything was such a great story.
I can't wait to see that.
And the mom,
she was nominated for an Oscar, right? The woman.
she's
yeah.
June Squibb.
And he
unbelievable.
was too, Bruce Dern. I think.
She was just great. And Stacy Keach was in it too, and he did a
He's very
fantastic
good
job.
too. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Alexander Payne doesn't make bad movies.
Yeah,
He's
Now, what
only
else
made-
has he made?
He made Election. He made
Oh,
The
I love
Descendants.
Election.
Sideways.
Sideways,
all right.
Yeah, an election was fantastic, but it wasn't in the last 5 years. I would have picked.
No, that was like
With-
1995.
Yeah. And I still watch that periodically. It's Reese Witherspoon is so amazing in that film, I think. Well, Scott, how about your number 4?
My
film?
number 4 is from this year, and a lot of people didn't see it. It's Only Lovers Left Alive with Jim Jarmusch, director of Broken Flowers with Bill Murray, casted Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston, and the film is incredible. It's a vampire story. It's a little weird and almost gothic, but it's the way they talk about books and literature and how well read and smart these characters are. Because normally for the last decade we had Twilight and all these movies that destroyed the vampire genre. They did. They truly did. And you have a film like Only Lovers Left Alive that is about music and it's about people really bonding, and it's
I don't think that would exist without the Twilight and True Bloods though, because it needs those kind of franchisey things to. No, it needs it to make sense.
Right.
If Only Lovers Left Alive came, it was the first thing before Nosferatu. People would be very confused.
Right.
It really needs those commercial vampire movies to.
But if you follow Jim Jarmusch's way of his filmmaking style, that, in my opinion, it's his best film. And he made Dead Man with Johnny Depp,
Oh,
and he's just a fantastic director. And
great. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Scott. Well, my number 4 film is one that when I see it on TV periodically on the listings, I sometimes DVR it to watch some of that dialogue again. And it's called Inglourious Basterds. Of course, Quentin Tarantino's film. And the reason I say, you remember the scene where there's Christopher Waltz in that farmhouse in the beginning? And the dialogue that Quentin Tarantino can write, he uses a screenwriter,
so
Jack, know how difficult it is. He always writes such great dialogue, I think, Quentin Tarantino. And Christopher Waltz, I think he won the Oscar for that role, I believe.
Yep.
Was so fantastic. So a lot of these conversations back and forth, I could just watch over and over again. That's one reason some else. Later in that, the bar down below there, and they have all these great dialogues, and it's just amazing. And I thought the film was good, but mostly it's that dialogue I love, and the acting. Christopher Waltz, that's the first time I discovered him as an actor. And now, of course, he's in many, many films. And he's doing a great job. He's really, really good. So that's my number 4 film. And Kerry, maybe if we could start with you for the number 3 film.
Okay, my number 3 film has a 3 in the title, Toy Story 3.
Really?
Toy Story 3 blew me away emotionally. Maybe because is it on your list? I love it. It's your number 1. I love it. I love it. It's so good. I cry, you laugh, you cry.
Wow.
It was
Wonderful.
just a beautiful story about friendship
Nice.
and changes and just belonging, and I just loved it. Everything
Nice.
about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Who does the same Pixar made that as well?
That's a
or-
Pixar.
Pixar,
The
Disney,
director
whatever.
is, I wrote it, Lee Unkrich?
Unkirk.
Unkirk.
Oh.
This is why you're here. Thank you. Eckelkamp and Unkirk.
Yeah.
It's like an IMDb.
Thank
of
you.
it.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, great movie.
Thank you.
For all ages, not
Yeah.
just for my children.
Yeah. Thanks. Scott, your number 3 film?
My number 3 film is Midnight in Paris.
Oh.
It's probably one of my favorite Woody Allen movies, like Annie Hall and then Midnight in Paris. And just the story is so bizarre and so unique. Like a writer who's having writer's block, travels back into the golden age of the 1920s and meets all of his favorite like literary heroes.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's a great dream or a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, great,
Yeah.
great acting and writing, right?
Oh,
in
yeah.
that. And direction by Woody Allen, who's
Yep.
made tons of great films, I think. Thanks,
No,
Scott.
thank you.
Oh, me.
Jack, your number 3 film?
Or number 3. Yeah, well, I'm going back into Ben Affleck territory here. I think I used to kind of jokingly make fun of Ben Affleck as an actor because I don't think he was offering a lot before. But when he started directing movies, I just thought he found his niche. And I really think, I really loved Argo. So I'm making that my number 3. I keep going back to storytelling here because I think that's so important, starting with the screenplay. But as you know, I did work with Mr. Affleck for a couple of days, and when he writes and directs and produces at the same time, it's astonishing to watch a human do this. And also star in the same thing, because all these things going on in your head. I don't know if he did all those things with Argo, but
He did direct it, definitely.
yeah,
right?
he was in it.
Different
and-
starred in
yeah,
it.
and it's just it's a truly amazing accomplishment, I think, to come up with something like that. And of course, that year it was not expected to win the Oscar. I think it was A Life of Pi that was the favorite at that point, and it pulled it out at the last minute. And
won Best Picture?
It did
you're
win
saying,
Best
right?
Picture.
Yeah, Oscar,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I think Ben Affleck has really made his mark as a director
Yes.
with Argo.
Yes, thank you. I've loved him ever since Good Will Hunting. He won the Oscar for screenwriting, right?
Right,
With
right.
Matt Damon. And I still watch that movie periodically because it's so good. I think it's so well written, so well acted. Matt Damon and I think Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
were
and then
great
Gone
in
Baby
it.
Gone and The Town, and this one. He's
And Gone Baby
Yeah.
Gone, I thought was great too. He is really getting to be
Yeah.
a great filmmaker. And
So
he's
I'm just
getting-
trying to get him to call me again. That's all.
Yeah, right. You better. Zach, your number 3 film?
Yeah, so for this one, it's one that you mentioned already, is Gone Girl, another Ben Affleck
Oh, yeah,
one.
yeah.
And before I talk about that one, I mean, Ben Affleck does have some not so good movies before we give him all the
Paycheck.
praise. Reindeer Games,
Paycheck.
As an
Runner
actor,
Runner with Justin Timberlake.
Paycheck.
Yeah. I like that. I kind of like that.
Really?
But yeah, Gone Girl, the thing about that was just like, great screenplay, great directing, but, at no time did I think, like, I have this big kind of like stigma with digital, is that like, I feel like we're kind of like losing something from film, like seeing 24 frames per second just in front of your face. Like there's something really beautiful about that. And since, in like the past 10 years where they're all becoming digital, it's just, it's been like different to me. But when I was watching Gone Girl, I felt like I was watching a film. I felt like I was 10 years old in the 90s watching a
was
90s thriller, and it just like delivered in every way. And
Beautifully shot. That was digital, huh? All these films
Yeah.
are digital now? Because they look good, very good to me, a lot of them.
yeah, I mean, there's still some film ones.
Midnight in Paris was film.
Yeah,
Oh, I see, yeah.
The Master was film. But this one I just think is just like important because, if we can like bring that, integrity back to with digital, then we're going to be okay for the future because, film is kind of like gone. There's not many more movies being shot in film. So I think Fincher is kind of like preserving something with Gone Girl, trying like a lot of new things, like the length and, different storytelling techniques were kind of like new to me, but it really just delivered that one.
Yeah.
The score is incredible in that movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Trent
Trent
Reznor's
Reznor's
score is
Incredible score.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that film.
Those
as well. Yeah,
flashback
keep-
scenes, great.
And how'd you like that woman that I mentioned? Rosamund
She was
Pike?
awesome. She just,
I always got to go back to the women. But
she just had such a range between like, you know, the flashback scenes where she's kind of like this quirky, smart writer, to, you know, the present day scenes where she's just like dead-faced, trying to make this escape, trying to frame her husband.
Yeah.
That was just like such a range that I haven't
Yeah.
seen out of her. She hasn't been in too many other movies that I've seen.
No, and I got to look her up, see if I could see more of her films because I think she's really good. Did that come out last year, or is it
That was this
eligible
year.
for Oscars this year?
That was 2014.
So it's eligible, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the nominations are coming out in 2 days, I understand, right? for
She'll
Oscars?
most definitely get a
Oh, she
nomination.
got it,
I think
yeah.
so,
And
yeah.
it might get Best Picture. It will definitely get Best Adapted Screenplay, but sadly Affleck will not get nominated.
You don't think so?
No, because
They only do 5, right?
they only do 5. They do 5 actors, but they do 10 movies.
Yeah, but the directors just get 5, though, right?
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, great film. Thank you,
Mm.
Zach. So my number 3 film, I bet you none of you probably haven't even seen this film, but I hope you do see it. I was going through the television one time, and this film comes up. It says The Best Offer, and it says something about art, and it stars Jeffrey Rush, right? One of my favorite actors.
him.
I think he's so great. Elizabeth, he was in everything. So I decided to DVR it. I was blown away by how good this was. This is a 2013 film. And you might not have seen it all because it did like hardly anything in the box office. I think because they didn't release it wide. And I don't know why, but I was blown away
What's the
by
name
it.
of it?
The Best Offer.
I didn't know that.
Because it has to do with Jeffrey Rush plays this auctioneer for fine art, I believe in London. And he loves art, right? And he's such an eccentric character. He
Yeah.
always.
It's unbelievable.
Did you see it?
I haven't
Oh.
seen the movie, but
Oh.
I'm just thinking of him in the pianist. What is the one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shine.
Yeah, many years. Oh yeah, he was fantastic. And so he's so
So quick.
eccentric. He wears gloves all the time because he's like a germaphobe. He's in the restaurant with his glove, and he's really extremely wealthy. So he's an eccentric guy living alone and everything. And he has this beautiful mansion, and he has his art in there. So I like art and Jeffrey Rush and good acting. So I'm getting into it, but I won't tell you anything. But in the middle of it, there's a huge twist that, towards the end, I would say, that blew me away. It was like, remember The Sixth Sense, how it had that ending, which blew me away at the end, which was so fantastic.
Was
And-
Jeffrey Rush dead the whole time?
No, but it has a great ending. And you know who wrote and directed this? Was the guy who, you remember Cinema Paradiso, of course, right? A great, great Italian film. So it was written and directed by Giuseppe Tornatore, the same writer and director. So I'm saying, this guy is really talented, right? So then I rented another movie or two of his from the library, one of which was great, the other one so-so. So anyway, The Best Offer, if you have a chance, you might want to catch it. Maybe you won't like it, because like I said, it did hardly anything in the box office, so maybe it's just me, I don't know. But
Well,
anyway.
if it has Jeffrey Rush, it's got to be good, you know.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Rush and Jim Sturgis, I don't know if you remember him from 21 or whatever, but
Across the Universe.
Across the Universe, a
Yep.
very good actor. So how about, Scott, if we could start with you for number 2 film?
Argo.
Argo. all
Argo.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be happening, I think.
Argo, in my opinion, it's the one film that when I saw it, it reminded me. You said Gone Girl reminded you of like 90s thriller. It reminded me of like one of those Sidney Pollack like 3 Days of the Contour, like 80s thriller. And the fact that they opened it with the old 80s Warner Brothers logo, oh man, for a film critic and like a cinephile like me, that was like nostalgia.
Nice.
And I just love that movie. Like you said, the way he wrote it, directed it, produced it with George Clooney, they did a fantastic job capturing that time.
Yeah.
And it's the only movie besides Empire Strikes Back where every time I watch it, like my heart's in my throat. Like, are they gonna make it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. No, I'm just like, giving you know the ending, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's wonderful, but that's an indication of a good film, though.
Yep.
If you could watch it over and have the same emotional reaction. Great. Well, thank you, Scott. Kerry, if we could have your number 2 film?
A tough one to watch. 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, that
It
was
was a
tough.
very difficult
So much
film
so I
to
gave
watch.
up. I think.
You gave up, like
yeah.
the 8th year you gave up?
It was beautifully acted. Yeah, I couldn't even believe the performances, and just, but brutal. Like I said, just brutal to watch and know that that's how life was,
Yeah.
and
Oh my God.
you know, can still at times be like that. You know,
Yes.
but just really spoke to me, and you know, made me. You know, it's embarrassing almost to be a white person and watch that movie. You
Yes,
just
yeah.
feel, I don't know. I mean, I just.
Oh yeah, it made me sad, very sad. I couldn't take it after. And
Yeah, I
didn't
was-
a woman win an Oscar Best Supporting
Yeah.
Actress
She
in
did.
that?
Yep.
Lupita.
Lupita,
Lupita Young.
so good,
I know.
Yeah.
so good, so
And that, and
so
the
beautiful.
white slave
It's just
masters, too, was
heart-wrenching, you know.
Fassbender, whatever his name.
Yeah,
is.
and I thought he was Joaquin Phoenix half the time. Doesn't he look just like Joaquin Phoenix? A little. I mean,
A little bit,
looks
yeah.
a lot like him.
I always
think.
confused Michael Fassbender with Tom Hiddleston.
Who's that?
He was Loki in the Avengers.
Loki and the Avengers.
Yeah.
See that.
Oh, I didn't see that. But anyway, yeah, just crazy good.
Well, thank you. Thanks,
Sure.
Kerry.
Yeah.
Scott, how about your number 2 film the
Number
past 5
2.
years?
I'm gonna say Margaret.
Margaret.
That was a
yeah.
a film by Kenneth Longerman who did You Can Count on Me, made a long time ago. And this one, I mean, it's kind of cheating because this one was made in like 2004, but wasn't released till 2011 because it just had so many problems and editing.
post-production?
Yeah, the
Okay.
guy, you know, which he should have because I loved it so much. He had like a over 3 hour cut, and the producers wouldn't let him have it. So it was just kind of like a 7-year battle for trying to get the rights to it and trying to get it out there in the world. And it finally was officially released in 2011, little over like 2 hours, and starring Anna Paquin, and Matt Damon's in it, and just some incredible performances, a great story, and it's just something like I've never really seen before. It's about this girl who kind of in, you know, together with like a bus driver, they're like distracting each other while he's driving. Bus driver played by Mark Ruffalo, and he hits a woman, and the movie kind of centers on this girl, Anna Paquin, trying to, I mean, Anna Paquin's the actress. What's her name in that movie? Do you remember?
Oh.
I forget her name, but it's not Margaret. Margaret's, you know, kind of like another part of it, but she tries to get like justice for, you know, this bus driver and the cops that investigated it because they said it was an accident and she thinks it wasn't. And all the time it's just kind of like this coming of age story for this girl, and you know, it's just some like great scenes, and yeah, I like that one a lot.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
Jack, your number 2 film?
Yeah, we're going back into the fighter territory here with another David Russell movie. I think this has to do probably more with the performances than anything else, but I really, really enjoyed Silver Linings Playbook a couple of years ago. And he's since made American Hustle, and he's just on a hot streak at this point. I understand he's not a very pleasant person to be around, but because he did film stuff around here, so people have worked with him. But he knows how to tell a story, and I just thought the performances and the story of Silver Linings Playbook, you know, De Niro, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence. I think that's probably the main reason I enjoyed this movie, is because she was a revelation in that movie. I know she was good in Winter's Bone and everything like that, but I think there was something that just jumped through the screen on that. And the woman who played De Niro's wife,
Yeah, that's
Who
right.
was
I
that?
thought she was Sally Field through the entire movie, but I forget what her name was.
Jackie
she was
Weaver.
Jackie Weaver. She was nominated for Oscar as well. But I swear to God, until like 5 minutes in there, I said, "This has to be Sally Field, right?" But no, Silver Linings Playbook is my number 2.
Wow, thank you. Received a number of Oscar nominations as well, right, for acting or whatever.
Yeah, it's
I think
a
bunch.
fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Bradley Cooper, by the way, was
He's
started.
just
and this
surprising
next
me everything
film,
he
what's it,
does.
American
American
Shooter?
Sniper.
Oh my God,
Have you seen it?
the new one?
No,
Oh,
no, I haven't seen
that
American
looks
Sniper yet.
fantastic,
Well,
right?
I'm glad that Clint has come back with, you know,
Yeah.
he's had a couple of duds in a row,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's getting a lot of great press for this.
Jersey
Oh,
Boys
this-
was on my worst of list this year.
Which
Yeah, I
one?
didn't hate
Jersey
it. but it was,
Boys.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. I guess I looked pretty bad, but
Yeah.
but this one, oh my God! I'm looking at the box office in the 4 theaters it opened in. It was huge.
Yeah,
I mean, like every seat was taken all weekend, kind of thing. So anyway, it looked, and
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, I mean,
He's playing the Elephant Man right now on Broadway.
yeah, I heard, I saw
That's
that.
a role.
Yeah.
Jeez.
By the way, is this eligible American Sniper for this year's Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
should be.
yeah,
Oh, good.
because
It's
it
just-
was released in LA and New York on Christmas.
good.
Just
Maybe
none of
that's
the
why
gold,
they
none
did-
of the foreign press had seen it, I guess, because it wasn't even
Yeah,
mentioned at the Golden
I
Globes.
know.
So, you know, but
That's
I'm
too
sure
bad.
it'll be up for an Oscar. They love Clint.
I
They
mean,
love
from what
Clint.
I've heard, geez, they better give it to all the people who vote so they could look at a film like this. Because I can't wait to see it. It looks great. By the way, my top 5 might be different if I saw the current films. Like, I think
Wow.
Boyhood, who just won the Golden Globe for Best Picture drama, I believe it was drama, and Birdman, I think are 2 films based upon all the interviews I've seen, all the reviews I've read, all the clips I've seen, I think would be in my top 5, except I haven't seen them yet. So I'm bad. I'm a terrible movie critic.
Yeah.
But
Teach his own, man.
I will see them very soon, I think, before the Oscars, hopefully. So we covered everybody for number 2, right, except me. So my number 2 film, The Ides of March. You all have seen that, right, or heard of it?
I've heard of it. But not
2012 film, George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Well, as many of you know, I love politics, right? I follow that quite
Oh, yes.
closely.
Oh, no, yes,
Yeah.
it's coming back to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
The Ides of March. So
Yeah.
I just think it's so well written and acted, especially if you're involved in politics. You know how dirty and sneaky and conniving it all could be, and it's all depicted in that film. And how candidates, like in this case, George Clooney's character, was such a hypocrite. And it's all right there in the film, beautifully written. In fact, maybe George Clooney directed it too, I think.
Yes.
You may know. Did he
Did he really?
screenwrite it too or whatever? I don't know. But
He co-wrote
Maybe
it
co-wrote it,
with Grant Hoslov.
wow.
Yeah.
This is really good to have on the show. Look at this.
Well,
Fantastic.
he made it really easy because that's who he always works with. So
Oh, I see. No, but that was good. But anyway, that's my number 2 film. I think it's great. Yeah, I don't know how
I'm
the
not going
time
to do it,
is.
Tom. You go, man, go.
Oh, yeah. So we started with you, Kurt, on that one, right? So how about if we start with Jack on the number 1 film?
This is going to be
past 5
easy.
years?
It's already been mentioned, this shouldn't be surprising if you watch this movie. I really think that Toy Story 3 is a brilliant piece of work. There's a moment in Toy Story 3 where the characters are falling into some sort of hole or something like that, and the Tom Hanks character reaches out for and it's so human and it's so
It is.
real and scary that I'm saying, is this an animation?
I thought they were going to end the movie there.
Say what?
I thought they were going to end the movie
It
there.
was beautiful.
So
I told Toy-
scary.
and you say Toy Story and you say 1 and 2, well, they're great. This is a brilliant, brilliant movie.
You know, I'm not even sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's how
You
bad
have
it is.
to
Watch
see
it.
it.
It's
I
really
have to
good.
see that. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of you picked it in your top 5.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to see it. Yeah, thank you.
They all hold hands.
Zach, your number 1 film, please?
Spring Breakers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Came
Oh
out
my
last
God,
year.
I'm surprised. Yeah. The
Yeah.
one with the kids going to Florida or
Yeah.
whatever. And what's his name? The a little older guy, Franco.
Yeah, James
Stark?
Franco.
He was really good. At it, right?
One of the
So-
best performances I've seen
Yeah.
He's
by
great.
Franco and by anyone.
I was so upset he
Aileen.
wasn't nominated for an
He
Oscar.
wasn't. Yeah, he just gave quite a performance, and I'm a huge fan of the maker of that, Harmony Korine, who wrote the screenplay for Kids back in the '90s. Kind
Tough
of
movie.
crazy
Tough
one.
movie to watch.
And since then, he's just been making these kind of like very low budget kind of on like videotape movies, which some of them are really good. I've watched a few of them, but this is like his first big budget since Kids, and it just like blew me away. I didn't even know it was by him when I went in, but I went in and saw that, not really knowing what to expect. I wouldn't have even. I mean, you see the poster for that movie. It's like Vanessa Hudgens and Selena Gomez.
Yes.
And
Who are
I didn't even
beautiful young
recognize.
ladies.
Yeah, these like Disney girls, and then I didn't even recognize James Franco, but
He was great. And the previews, I saw part of the movie. I'm sorry, I saw that too. But,
Oh, you know.
But what a performance
Yeah.
he gives in that. You're right. Oh my God. And the way he had gold teeth or whatever,
Yeah.
he played like this rapper type guy. I don't know.
yeah, the
Yeah.
St. Petersburg rapper.
Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you. Wow.
Absolutely,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thank you. Kerry, your number 1 film, please.
My number 1 has already been mentioned as well, Life of Pi.
Yes, Jack.
I
mentioned it,
was
right?
so excited. I had read the book and I was so excited to see the movie, and it did not disappoint. Just visually beautiful and a great story that just makes you think about religion and God and fear and survival, and it was just beautiful. And
Yes.
the animals, I mean, it was just it's unbelievable what they can do nowadays. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you.
Visually, beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
People
yes.
were really torn about that for the
Yeah.
cinematography nomination because of how much CGI there was in it,
Yep.
and like they thought that was kind of cheating to give them the nomination because a lot of it wasn't.
Was
Yeah.
exactly.
It was.
And then the
after
next year,
effects.
Gravity won for Best Cinematography.
That too, yeah.
And he, I mean,
With a
he
lot-
did all sorts of, new techniques that had never been done.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. He was crazy. And that was great.
Mm.
So that was my number one.
Thank you. Amazing. Great. So 3 different ones so far. We'll see if Scott has a 4th different one.
Boyhood.
All right.
Richard Linklater's
Lucky.
Boyhood
see
is
that.
my number one. It's
haven't
actually
seen
my
it.
favorite film of the last 20 years.
Wow. I
It-
can't wait to see it.
It's so good.
Wow.
You can't
Really?
believe that he filmed it over 12 years with 20 different cameras, and they all look the same. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing because a camera from 2002 is going to look so much different than a camera from 2014. And
And you were looking for that stuff, weren't
I
you?
was totally looking for that stuff. I was looking for like the strings, and he did an incredible job writing the story and directing it. And it's why Richard Linklater is one of my favorite directors of all time.
What an
And he just
undertaking.
won Golden Globe, right?
won the
for it?
Golden
And
Globe.
the Boyhood won the Golden Globe.
Yep.
Best Picture Drama, Golden Globe.
He won
the
the film-
woman, Rosanna Arquette? Or
Patricia.
Patricia. Yeah, her sister's right.
Yep.
Patricia did a great speech. Yeah,
Yep.
she just won.
She's
Best
going to win the Oscar. She's
Best
gonna-
Supporting
You think
Actress?
she'll win the
I
Oscar?
think.
You think so?
I think she
It was
is.
Best Supporting she won,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Nice, nice. So I can't wait to see this film.
Yeah, it's
it's on
such-
pay-per-view now. So
Yep, it's such
I'll
an
be able to see
underrated
it
film
soon.
too.
Thank you. Yeah, that I'm sure would be on my top list if I had seen it.
Now, what did the girls at the Golden Globe say about that? There are still roles for women over 40 as long as they get hired when
Hired.
they're 32.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She joked about it, didn't she, at the
Yep.
Golden Globes? But, well, thank you.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, well, my number one film of the past 5 years is The Social Network. I'm sure you've all
movie.
seen that, right?
I like how you bookend it with Fincher. You started with
Yeah,
Fincher,
right,
you end
yeah,
with Fincher.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I didn't even think about that. But I don't know. I love Facebook, of course. I'm on it all the time or every day, and I have like 5 groups on Facebook, and that's what this film was about, like the starting of Facebook. And this young man, Jesse Eisenberg, the way he played Mark Zuckerberg, I thought was outstanding. And I love every time the scene in the lawyer's office where he says, "You can't even do something like the show stupid. You couldn't do this." He says to the brothers there who were suing him.
Yeah.
I love that scene, and every scene he was in, I thought he was just perfect.
Yeah.
You know, a computer nerd or whatever you call him. And so Jesse Eisenberg was great. But the film itself, and what's his name? Justin Timberlake was
Yep.
great in it. Everybody I thought was great. A beautiful screenplay, well acted, directed. So
It got nominated for so many Oscars, and the one that it didn't get nominated for that broke my heart was Andrew Garfield as his partner.
yes.
He should have been nominated for
Yeah,
Best Supporting Actor. He was fantastic.
Was fantastic in it. Yes. In fact, he got the Spider-Man role probably on the back of that film.
Yep.
And then I don't know, is he still the Spider-Man? No, did they get somebody else?
They're
I
getting
think?
someone else, and it's a shame.
Why? Yeah, because the last Spider-Man I read wasn't successful. I didn't see it,
But that wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
He didn't write a bad screenplay.
I know. So that's too bad because I think I read somebody else is coming in. But anyway, I don't like any of those special superhero movies anyway.
No,
I just.
he's going to be in Martin Scorsese's next film that comes out next year.
Oh, what's
so,
that going to be?
It'll be-
it's called
well, what's it
Silence.
about?
It's about 2 priests. Him and Adam Driver play priests.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, nice. Well, before our show's coming towards an end, and unfortunately, as you know, no, we have
We did all this work with
I
all
know.
this.
Here's the thing: we have 10 more minutes or something. Here's the thing: I just want to explain before the end of the show that we had categories here for like 5 best actors and actresses of the past 5 years. It looks like we're not even going to get into those categories. So I'm going to ask if we could all you could all come back like in the fall or something, and we
In
could do
the
it.
fall, okay.
Well, I know, because it's just I have all these political
I'll
seasons
just wait
now
here.
and everything. But I mean, just save your lists. Is that okay?
The list will completely change by the fall.
No, the
That's
best
okay.
actors and actresses.
That's
Well,
okay. He's not going to know that.
the best actors and actresses.
We'll
And
be
then-
back. We'll
Good.
be back.
I just thought I was under the misimpression we were going to get through all this. I was crazy, I guess. But it was so much better that we didn't, because I think it was our talking and stuff, enjoying all these films. And that's what makes a good show, right? Jack knows, because you're a director and
I don't
producer.
know. Yeah, sure, yeah.
And you're a critic, so you know.
Yeah, you just
What are
gotta
we
throw
doing for
that
the last
sizzle
9
reel out
minutes
there,
is my
Tom.
question.
Is it really? Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
So, but the next category, at least we could start it, but rather than start with number 5, in case we don't have enough time,
Oh my, okay.
which is our 5 best current TV series, and why don't we start with number 1? Does that sound okay with everybody?
Yep.
Just in case
I
we
did
don't get
anyway.
to.
I'm confused.
And maybe if we could start, who finishes? How about if we start with you, Zach? We did the movie starting with you.
Yeah.
How about your number 1 best current TV show?
True Detective by a long shot.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just blown away by that first season, and that was, there's something just about the style of that I felt like I was just watching like an 8-hour movie the whole time. It was just very detailed and great parts written for the characters. Matthew McConaughey was just incredible. He's just made like a huge transition in his career, in my mind, from like the rom-coms to
Oh
these
my
serious
God.
movies.
He was amazing in that.
Yeah, and that's another one that just kind of has like the southern Louisiana,
Yes.
feel to it, and yeah, it was great show.
In fact, it was nominated for so many Emmys, I think, and everything, and the actors were nominated,
Yeah.
and Golden Globes as well. And
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
your number 1 film?
No,
the
TV show.
TV
Yeah.
show, sorry.
and this is a current TV show, meaning it's coming back. Otherwise, we would be talking about Breaking Bad for the next 20 minutes. So as far as a show that is coming back is concerned, I went with the Golden Globe winning Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
Which I truly enjoyed. Anything that Martin Freeman is in is usually class, and the rest of these folks, Alison Tolman and
Billy
Tom Hanks'
Bob-
kid and Billy Bob
Billy Bob
Thornton.
Thornton.
Oh, what-
Yeah.
But
Fantastic.
the ability to take the flavor and the feel of the movie, which is a brilliant movie,
Yes, I love
and
it.
bring it into television as well as they did, really, to use your phrase, blew me away. So
Yeah,
I'm going with Fargo as my number 1.
Well, I love
gotta
it too,
see that.
Jack, and I can't wait for the next season to come out. In fact, Billy Bob Thornton just won a Golden Globe, right?
Yes, he did.
Best Supporting Actor, whatever.
No, best,
nice,
yeah.
A nice short speech.
Yeah.
Remember that? And did it win something? Well,
It won
not-
best,
best.
whatever
yes.
Best
category it
series.
was.
Best miniseries or whatever. Drama. Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love Fargo, and I love that movie too, as you said. Scott?
Fargo.
All
There you go.
right.
Fargo.
all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
The performance that actually blew me away was Colin Hanks and his
Yeah, I think-
subtlety.
Really?
Yeah,
I know,
because
yeah, he's
because
really
everyone else had to be so over the top, where Billy Bob was trying to get everyone to kill each other, and Martin Freeman was slowly going crazy. It was nice to have a character so grounded and so supportive of our heroine, who was Alison Tolman. And I
And
just
I thought she was very grounded
yeah.
too and
She
great.
was
I thought-
great.
What
And
has
I'm
she
glad
been in? I've heard her name. What else has she done?
this is about it.
Really?
She,
But
she
she's
has
starting
not-
to
She's
be
gonna
in
be
more
in a
now.
lot of films.
Yeah,
I think.
because
I
of
think
this.
she's starting to be in more
Yeah.
TV shows. I think I just saw her on Mindy's show or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And she's, I think, going to get a lot of roles now, hopefully. So, yeah, that was great, Fargo. I loved
great
it.
show.
I loved
How are
it.
they going to continue that show if it's based on
Different
true
stories.
Yeah,
stories?
they're doing
They're
what
just
they're
going to keep
doing with
finding
True
murders
Detective.
and
Yeah,
Minnesota.
new-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It
Kirsten
always
Dunst.
says it's based on a true story. It's not, because that's what happened with the movie Fargo. They said it was based on a true story. No, they made it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Sort of a true story.
Yeah.
Kind of a true
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
But Kirsten Dunst, I think, is in the this next season.
It's gonna be about Alison Tolman's dad being a detective in the 1970s.
Yeah, about time they got
I
something
read
for him to
something
do.
like
I was
that,
wondering what they were. Yeah,
Yeah, nice, nice. So will Alison Tolman be back?
No.
Oh,
Is she in The Witcher?
she wasn't born or whatever.
She's gonna be like 4 years old.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can't believe that's
Kerry, you're...
Not an easy pick for me, but I have to go with my gut, Modern Family.
yeah.
Oh, I love Modern
Unbelievable.
Family, yeah.
Number 2 on that.
Ed O'Neill is a genius.
Yeah.
Ty Burrell, just so funny, consistently amazing writing. The way they play off each other, the storylines, everything about it is a home run for me.
I love that show.
I love that
And,
show. I even love Lily now. I didn't know I was going to love Lily.
Which one was Lily?
She's the little one that they adopted.
Oh, the little.
She's
she's
fantastic.
quite a little actress, isn't she?
They
She's
just
doing
give
great.
her
Cam
the
and
best lines in the
They give her the
film.
best. They really
Let's
Yeah.
save this one for her. Let's save
Yeah.
this one for her.
And she delivers them pretty
Yeah.
well.
And
all
Gloria,
the
I
women
mean,
there,
God.
and all the young girls, and the mothers, and Sofia Vergara, of
Sofia
course,
Vergara
nominated.
is
Oh,
hilarious.
Julie Bowen is a
And Julie Bowen
genius.
is fantastic.
She's
and
amazing, yeah.
They all are fit perfectly into their
They
roles.
really
It's
do.
just amazing.
Cam and Mitch.
Cam and
Just
Mitch are fit.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's a great thing too. The way they have a gay couple, just like every other couple, which is the way it should be,
Yeah.
rather than so different, But they make it like human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why there's so much more gay marriage throughout the country. 31 states now or something. I think
That's
because they
pretty
see
good.
gay people like everybody else.
So why
and,
not?
And I think that show, which is about 5-6 years old now, I think had a big part in that. And so I love it too. Anyway,
Love
as
it.
you can tell, love it. That film. I don't know if you will all love my pick for number one, but it was just on Sunday night, last couple of Sunday nights, Downton Abbey, the
Oh, I've
PBS.
never seen it.
You haven't seen
You haven't
it?
seen Downton Abbey?
No.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Haven't seen it. Either.
Haven't seen
Wow.
I've seen it.
it. You've seen it.
Yeah, sure.
I can't get past that it's not pronounced downtown.
Oh, yeah.
If it was the
That's
American
a
version,
deal
it would be
breaker.
Downtown Abbey,
Yes,
and
and
it
it
would
would
take
star
place
Steve
in
Carell.
Harvard Square.
Perfect.
Well, I don't know what it's about me and these English dramas, but in the 1970s, believe me, I'm that old to watch TV in the 1970s, I remember just couldn't wait for Sunday nights for Upstairs, Downstairs on PBS. Same kind of thing, but that was in black and white. And I don't know, I just love the manners and the dress. And in this Downton Abbey, the cinematography, the acting, the screenplay, the story, the old cars, everything about it is just beautiful and I think perfect and so well presented.
Yeah,
So-
the only thing that bothers me about Downton Abbey is that so many plots are moved by somebody listening to somebody say something around the corner. Oh, and then the next plot gets moved. Other than that, I think it's brilliantly acted and beautiful to look at.
Beautiful, yeah.
But
it's
they move
amazing.
plots by eavesdropping all the time.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens this year. When we get back together again in the fall, we're going to have to go over our TV series too because we don't have enough time to go through our top 5 even.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know.
So we might have time for one more. Who did we start with last time? You did, right? So Jack,
So we're
how about
finishing with number 2?
yeah, we'll finish it with number 2.
Oh, number 2 is, if we were going to say it in Lowell, it's House of Cards.
House of Cards.
House
Good
of
one.
Cards is my number 2.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. I'll just say House of Cards. That's it. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Okay,
rounds.
but Kevin Spacey just won Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Well deserved, by the
Well-deserved.
way.
He's awesome.
8 nominations. Your number 2.
Number
please.
2, I'm
TV
going to
show.
go with this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's this show on Comedy Central called Nathan For You.
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He does these prank kind of things.
Yeah.
Remember he did the Starbucks take?
Yeah,
I did see that one,
absolutely.
which is
and
hilarious.
I found that so hilarious.
He's
and
so, what do
such
you
a
call
surprise.
it? That kind of humor.
Deadpan.
Deadpan.
Yeah.
He's
Nathan
amazing.
Fielder.
And he's coming back again?
He's going to come back. I think it's going to be like a huge success, almost to the degree of like Chappelle's show was
Or
on
Key and
Comedy
Peele.
Central.
Wow.
Can't
Yeah,
believe
very
it.
nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your number 2, Kerry?
This is not this one was the toughest category for me,
Yeah,
I think. So many good shows. I got to give Jimmy Fallon his props. I think The Tonight Show is perfect every night. Perfect
so
every night.
amazing.
He's so great. He's so relaxed. He's so lovable. He's just on top of the world right now, and you root for him.
You're right.
And he just seems
Yes,
like a
he's
lot of fun,
perfect.
and he
He's-
has so much fun. And
Did you see the Nicole Kidman thing?
Yes.
Wasn't that?
Oh, that was, I saw
love
it
this,
too.
and he's dying.
I know, it's great.
She's like, you asked me to play a video game or something, and
know.
he is dying.
That was a
He's
classic
brilliant.
moment on
It was
TV, I
great.
think.
He was so
And-
genuinely surprised.
And that she was thinking about maybe dating him, and so
Oh, yeah.
she ends up in
She's
his
at his
apartment, and he's there playing video games. Oh my God,
Yeah.
our time has run out.
I know.
Thank you. Your quick number
Sherlock. That's all I'll
one?
say.
Sure, okay.
Good
And my
show.
quick is Game of Thrones,
Game of
number 2.
Thrones.
Well, like as I said previously, we didn't have time to get through all of our categories and all of our favorite TV shows. Maybe in the fall we'll even have a few more movies to talk about, but we better not start with that. We'll never get to the others. But I think you were a fantastic panel. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Is that
thank you.
Hopefully first time of many appearances on
Yeah.
the show. But I know your father wants to come back too, so maybe we'll have both of
Yeah.
you on also. So we'll have 5 panelists next
Thanks
time.
for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you, Tom.
Doing a
I
great
just want to say that I'm glad to have one of my favorite filmmakers here. Huge.
I wasn't on your list then.
Yeah,
He asked for feature, not short film.
yeah, right. That'd be great though if he makes a feature, then you review it. And you
Yeah.
could
He
come
was
on
he
it.
was in my last one.
Oh,
actually,
nice,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, thank you very much, Jack. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Kerry. Thanks our great camera crew, Tom and Azora and Dan, and our director, Pete Padula. Hopefully you'll tune in again in the fall when we get back to our movie and TV special. Next week is going to be a political show again. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a Select Me candidate, etc. Thank you for watching the show. Ciao.